WGN.
All right, are we at a breaking point yet, Ben?
I think in terms of people's patience, yes. Nobody here in Chicago thinks this is a great way to deal with the influx of migrants. We've got a busload on average arriving each day. You know, that video you showed from the Fraternal Order of Police, that was a walkthrough that he did yesterday. He went to station after station after station, and the scenes outside, as bad as they are, look worse after dark inside. There's the video there. These are the lobbies of police stations in Chicago. They've been turned into essentially campgrounds. Now the head of the Fraternal Order of Police is asking, where are the city health inspectors? Where's the fire department saying we've got people blocking doorways? This is a violation of fire code. The head of the FOP Lodge here in Chicago says, look, you know, can you imagine if this was happening in any other building? The city inspectors would be all over it, but they've looked the other way as Mayor Brandon Johnson here in Chicago has been unable to find a solution.
Yeah, I'm wondering about City Hall, outside the mayor's office, if there's encampments there. But I think about your interview with the FOP president and sort of how the position police are being put in. Take a listen.
We've had reports of migrants having sex in the lobbies. I mean, just the bed bugs, mice, German measles, chicken pox. I don't know where this ends, but the reality is we're coming up on winter.
You know, winter in Chicago is not really sustainable to have people outside on the streets for days on end. You and I both know that. This would be the question, Ben. That you've got all of these neighborhoods that elected a very progressive mayor in Brandon Johnson, even more progressive than Lori Lightfoot, who they threw out.
Yeah.
And yet it's now these same residents who are so angry with this very progressive mayor's policy. What's going to have to give?
You know, I think the issue is there is no policy. There is no plan. Because, one, nobody thought this many would come. Nobody thought it would go on for this long. Keep in mind, the first busload of migrants sent here, courtesy of Greg Abbott down in Texas, arrived 1 year ago. And I think there was an initial thought by the previous mayor, Lori Lightfoot, that, oh, this was just a publicity stunt. Maybe 100 or so people would come, and then we would go back to the way it was, which was essentially people coming across the southern border and those southern states dealing with it, or the migrants just kind of melding into society. The problem here in Chicago is that already shelters were at capacity. There isn't room to take on 13,000 additional people. And let me tell you, you go to the grocery store, you can see migrants outside. Asking for money. You go to the police stations, you drive by any of them, there's tents set up. And they're talking now about converting an old hotel. There's already some in the Standard Club, which was once this Tony private Chicago social club that went out of business a couple of years ago. They're now migrants living in there. The sense is there isn't a plan, either at the local level or, more importantly, at the federal level.
Yeah, the New York Post had a big front page about business owners in New York asking the Biden administration, where is the help? Where is the plan? How do we deal with this? Real quick, Ben, what are residents? I'm thinking about progressive residents, people who voted for Brandon Johnson around the south side of Chicago. All of a sudden, this is literally in their backyard.
Yeah, well, it was interesting. We did see a couple of months ago a proposal to turn an old Chicago public school on the south side into a migrant shelter. And that community in a largely black neighborhood pushed back against it, saying, we don't have the resources. There was a shelter that was run by private volunteers in the Pilsen neighborhood, a Hispanic community. It's having to close its doors for a lack of funding, a lack of volunteers. So it's interesting because there is a lot of not in my backyard. But there are no backyards left.
That is very well said, and certainly the people in El Paso, Dallas, Houston, throughout the American South would say our backyard's been filled up for a long time. What a great point. There's a reason Vivek Ramaswamy, our town hall on NewsNation, brought up the south side of Chicago and how residents there were feeling about this issue. It is a national one. Ben, great reporting as always. We'll talk soon.
Good to be with you, Leland.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation
on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.